Ladies and gents, welcome back. I want to talk about yesterday. If you don't know, yesterday was the 9th of April. What a day that was. Oh my god. Yesterday proved why I love bus driving and why I love being a bus driver. If you didn't know, it was pretty much a recipe for disaster yesterday. Blackwall Tunnel was shut because there was a fire. There was a car caught on fire in the tunnel, so I think that was northbound. That was closed, and as a result, obviously everyone's trying to use the ferry, and obviously that packed up after a while. There was delays of up to an hour to get on the ferry, and then you had an accident, I think, on Blackie for all standards, so that was causing tailbacks. It's pretty much every avenue you could try and go was blocked. So it was just gridlock, and I mean gridlock. So get this. So obviously, started a trip. It was I was going obviously towards Peckham. I was running late, and the controller turned me at New Cross to get me back on time. But the thing is, there was a lot of traffic going towards Peckham as well, so I was obviously stuck in that. So the controller turned me at New Cross to get me back on time. I was on time, and then I get to Greenwich. Standstill, mate. I left New Cross at 12:30. Yeah. I didn't get off until 4:30. That's 4 hours to get from Greenwich to Plumstead Garage. 4 hours I was stuck in that. There'll be times where you would be sat there for at least 10 minutes not moving at all. It was ridiculous. There was literally a queue. It was 5 buses. Five buses. So so there's 2 buses in front of me, and then 2 behind me. It was chaos. No headway. It's you can forget if headway's going to be a factor in anything. You couldn't do anything. You were stuck. We were stuck, and obviously because on Woolwich Road you've got a bus lane, but obviously everyone gets into that lane to obviously get into the other lane, so they can get they can get ahead of everyone else. So obviously I can't go anywhere until that person moves, so I can get in the bus lane. So that's the thing. When you get to that entrance to the bus lane, you make quite a lot of progress, and then when you get to the next bus lane, it's a standstill again, and then you got to wait. It got to the point where there was so many police officers trying to warden the traffic through. So obviously they were stopping everyone on the roundabout, because obviously everyone's stuck on the roundabout, and they're telling them to wait, and then they're letting us go. But 4 hours I was stuck in that. Utter nightmare. The worst part about it is I went over my driving hours. I was meant to come off for my break at 1:12 I didn't come off for my break until 4:30. So I broke the law, therefore obviously from breaking my driving hours. Because you're meant to have 5.5 hours driving, you can have a maximum of 5.5 hours driving without a break. I broke that rule. But so many drivers broke their hours because there's nowhere to go, because obviously you're meant to pull over in a safe place and stop, but if you know Charlton, there's no safe place to stop because the cycle lane, the cycle lane's massive. Obviously we can't go through that. I mean, yeah, you technically could because they're only rubber, those poles in the road, but also you can't use that. It's not a safe place. You can't stop at the bus stop because you're now blocking everyone. Do you know what I mean? So many drivers broke their hours, so we couldn't do anything about it. There's nothing you can do. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Hold on, bus just left, so I'm just going to quickly move forward. So give me 1 sec, guys. So yeah, as I was saying, absolutely ridiculous. So what I had to do is when I got back to the garage, obviously I spoke to someone called the regulator, and I said to him, obviously I've broken my hours, and obviously he just double checked my duty card, my duty log card, and he's like, yeah, okay. So what you need to do is I need you to take that bus that was on the forecourt and just drive around the block and come back. It's what's known as a bus movement. I think if you do that bus movement, it makes it legal. So I did that, and obviously he rung up pretty much TfL. He basically rang up TfL and he's gone, yeah, we've gone over his hours, so these are the trips he's lost. And obviously obviously by the time I took my 40-minute break, they would have only had me for about half an hour. So they actually let me go home. They said, take your 40-minute break and go home. So worked out alright in the end. But that was the trouble that was yesterday, man. But the thing is, nothing you can do. You just got to sit in it. But that's the beauty of being a bus driver, is you're getting paid to sit in that traffic. So if you think about it, it's free money. It's free money for every single driver. So not only is the company losing so much money to fines, not only from TfL, but obviously from the DVLA, because obviously, you know, driving regulations and that. Yeah, sorry about that. I just had to move the bus forward again. But yeah, so not only obviously is TfL fining them, well, I hope they're not, because they shouldn't, because it's not our fault. We can't control the traffic. But obviously, like the DVSA and all that, we're going to get a lot of fines because obviously we broke our driving hours, which is against the law. You know, so they're going to get a massive fine for that. Obviously, we're not going to get fined. We're not going to get a fine from the company for that because there's nothing we could have done. You know, there's nothing you can do to stop what happened. You know, but again, it's free money. All that overtime. But so I was meant to come off at like I roughly worked out I was about 3 hours 36 minutes late for my break. It was around that. Just like, oh my god. It's like. But I love that. Like that's what makes being a bus driver fun, is that you don't get days like that often where it's just everything just like breaks, you know. Like one thing breaks and everything else goes. You don't get days like that often, which kind of makes the job fun. It's not your typical 9 till 5, you know, where you know what's going to happen. You know, it makes it more interesting. But yeah, so I've got about a minute, so I'll talk to you a little bit later when I get to Peckham. Alright, so take care, guys. Well, welcome back, ladies and gents. You join me at Peckham. And safe to say, today is definitely not like yesterday so far. It's been nice and quiet. Had pretty much a perfect headway the entire way. So, makes a change from yesterday. You know, we didn't have to worry about it. Now I'm back to, like, you know, making sure I'm perfect. But we're joining Peckham, so I've got to do Peckham to the garage now that I come off of my meal relief. So it's a pretty, you know, obviously it's a very short first half, but I'd rather do my long half now than do my long half second, because now I've got to do, I think it's 4 trips. I'll show you the duty card in a minute, but off the top of my head it's like 4 trips. So I finish, I think it's about 9:45 tonight, and then I'm off for 2 days. So obviously there won't be any videos for a couple of days because it's my rest day. So I'm off Sunday, Monday, and then we're back to 7 days. So this week was very short because I had a 5-day weekend this week. So obviously next week rather, back to 7 days. But I've only got a couple of weeks, and then I'm on holiday for 9 days. So that's gonna be lovely. You know, it's always nice when your holiday falls on a long weekend. You know, so it makes it all a bit sweet. But yeah, so I'll quickly show you the duty card. And then, yeah, so I'll quickly show the duty card, guys. So this is my duty card for today. It's a Saturday today. So I'm on duty number 1524. Signed on at 12:03, and I sign off at 21:56. So started here at the garage, went to Thamesmead, just done this trip here, which is Thamesmead to Peckham. Now I'm doing Peckham to the garage, coming off of my meal relief. And then I come back on at 16:47. And then do 1, 2, 3.5 trips, and then I run dead from Thamesmead to the garage. So not a bad duty today, if I do say so myself. Yeah, that's my duty for today, so it's not a bad duty, but I'd rather my short half be second than first, you know. But yeah, going back to yesterday, man, like, oh my god. To put it in plain terms, it was a shit show. Absolute shit show. But what can you do? You know, so many drivers broke their driving hours. But what can we do? We can't just, like, because that's the thing. Like, if we all obeyed the law, every single bus in that traffic jam would just put their radios on and we'd all walk out the bus. So that would cause even further disruption. So we've got no choice but to carry on. At the end of the day, the company aren't gonna hold us responsible. The company aren't gonna, you know, give us disciplinaries or anything, because there's nothing we could do. You know, we can't just stop. You know, it's not safe to stop where we are, you know, because that's going to cause even further traffic jams, which isn't fair, you know. Because obviously the way if you're running, like, you normally have to tell your controller half an hour before you're about to run out of hours, like run out on your driving hours. And what they'll do is they'll tell you to stop at a certain bus stop and a driver will be there to meet you. It rarely happens because there's like nothing like yesterday. It really happens. Again, I've been driving for 6 months. It's only happened to me twice. Both have been because Blackwall was cocked up. That's the thing. When one thing goes wrong, everything just piles on top of it. It's just nothing you can do. I just found it hilarious. Obviously as drivers were passing, we were just having a natter because we're not exactly going anywhere. I was like, oh yeah, I'm coming up to my hours. It's like, same, I'm meant to be on my break now, but, nothing you can do, But I'll definitely make sure that, because I did put a docket in for my overtime, so they better bloody give it to me. Obviously, if I don't see it on the system by the end of today, when I come back on Tuesday, I'll definitely have a word with them as the overtime gone on, because I need it to go on, because I need it to go on, because I've rightfully earned that money, so, but it should be alright. But yeah, I saw Mike's video, obviously he was having trouble in Lewisham as well, so nothing you can do, But again, that's why I love this job, because no 2 days are ever the same. It'll either be a disruptive passenger, or it'll be a traffic jam. It's never the same every single day. One day you could have no traffic. Because I've done like 4 days of the same duty once, and one day it'll be complete chocker. The next is completely clear, even though I'm doing the exact same duty, the exact same time. And it's just completely different. Like one time I was doing a late, I picked up all the school kids one day, I got to the same stop doing the same duty and there was no school kids there, and I'm just like, how the hell does that happen? You're doing the same duty just on like the day after, and yet it's completely different. That's why I wouldn't want to do like a typical 9 till 5 job. Driving jobs are fun because when it goes wrong, it gets the adrenaline going, you start getting something bad's going to happen today, I might get turned today. I got turned yesterday, got turned at New Cross, Marcus Agambi. So pretty much I just had to stop at the stop, get everyone off, change my blinds, take me 5 minutes and then go straight back out in the other direction. Admittedly I didn't take my 5 minutes yesterday because I knew I was going to get stuck in traffic anyway, so I'm pretty much going to get my 5 minutes rest anyway. I just didn't want to rest. I just wanted to get back out there. Obviously it's my right. It's my lawful right to have 5 minutes break. So I get myself sorted and everything. But most of the time I don't bother. Because at the end of the day, sometimes you do have to be selfish. Think of yourself. But sometimes you need to be a team player. You're on your own all day, so you're probably thinking, well, I don't need to be a team player if I'm on my own all day. But you've got to think of the bigger picture. You've got to think like a controller in a way. He's got to think about every driver. You think of the stress he's got to deal with. He knows he's got so many drivers who are due to come off for their break, and they're not going to get to do that now. So the service is going to be majorly disrupted anyway. But you got to think, you get there 10 minutes late, obviously just ring the controller and just obviously say, do I have a new departure time? Can I take my 5 minutes? And he goes, yeah, you can. I'll let the bus who's behind you go in front of you, and that way you could have your 5 minutes rest. And also, as long as you do what they ask you to do, they'll return the favour. So, for example, if there's huge traffic jams, he might ring you up and be like, I'm going to have you go all the way to Peckham, but on the return trip, I'll see if I can do something for you so you can basically do a shorter trip. And when they do that, it's great. It's absolutely great when stuff like that happens. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to sign off. I don't really plan to do any more vlogs today, so I hope you've enjoyed this little insight to what happened yesterday. I hope you've enjoyed. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.